Welcome to Insight Builder channel and a new series on Automate with Large Language Models series. This particular video we are going to discuss on the topic Automate with Langchain and LLM, revolutionize your YouTube comments with AI models. The objective, the goal of this particular presentation or this video is to program the LLM to reply to your YouTube video comments automatically. We'll be using the said topics, the said tools here, the Python, OpenAI large language models, YouTube API, and Langchain. What we are going to do, the steps we need to achieve. So before we even dive deep into getting the comments automatically uploaded or inserted into YouTube videos, we need to understand the YouTube API, how the API works, and what are the credentials you need from the Google console, and what you need to what kind of API services you need to enable in your Google console. Then we need to set up the code to connect the large language model with YouTube comments and YouTube video. And also you must know which video you are going to insert the comments, or which video you are going to track the comments and insert the comments as and when the new comments are getting written to it. The logic to get the recent comment is pretty simple. You will be seeing that I am just using Python list. Prompt engineer the comment reply. This is something that is going to be little bit more involved, and the example that I am taking is pretty simple, and I am not going to use it in production. However, when you're going to production, prompt engineering and evaluating the prompts more in detail is important. Creating the LLM chain in Langchain, that will help you to use the prompt that is getting engineered. And finally, we need to feed the comment that is given by the LLM and upload the comment to YouTube. That is, once you feed the comment to LLM, you will get the reply from the LLM, and then you need to upload the reply to YouTube. So this is the YT here is YouTube. And the step that I have shown here will next be explained. So I'll be showing the code, and also I'll be showing the various challenges that each of these steps have. So you'll be initially when I started working on this particular project, I was thinking, okay, it's going to be 2 hours activity. So setting up Google credentials and connecting with YouTube will not be much difficult. However, there are certain challenges you need to overcome. And I hope that you will like this content, this series where we discuss about the practical applications of connecting the large language models with the real world applications. To start with, we are going to start with YouTube. So we have been using it for a long time right now. So let us see how to automate it. With that said, the code for this will be always shared in the GitHub repo. The link for the code will be provided to you in the YouTube description. With that said, let us go to the browser. So this is the code that I'll be using, but this time I'll be using local Jupyter notebook. There is a reason for that. I'll be explaining in a couple of minutes. So before you actually start entering into Langchain and start to work on large language models, if you are completely new to this ecosystem, then take a look at my earlier videos in my channel. And the video to which we will be updating the comments is this particular video. So you see there are a couple of comments here. You see 4 comments, but actually there are 6 comments and 2 replies. So the replies that is given by me. So keep that in mind. This is the video where we'll be uploading the comment, and the comment will be provided by me. That is the owner of the video itself will provide the comment, but the reply will come from a different account that I am having in Google, so that you can understand what is going on. So one more important point that I wanted to highlight here is that the comments that we provide here is not you have to have a Google account for starting to provide the comment. However, there is no necessity, or there is no condition that only the owner of the video or only the authorized person of the video can give the comment. Anybody can give it. So this is something that you need to be aware. So you can take any video for that matter inside YouTube, and you can upload the automated comments. So use it very, very carefully. And I strictly urge that use it only for proper. this particular video, and I myself, I will not be any liable for any of the challenges that you might face if you use this technology wrongly. So keep this in mind when you are using the technology. Use it with care and with proper understanding what is at stake. With that said, let us move on to the code. Now, the point I wanted to make is the libraries. So we start with the various libraries that we need to first of all install. So in your case, you need to install all this necessary libraries in your own system. It's better that you create a virtual environment and do the installation inside that, but it's not mandatory. The API samples for YouTube related code that I will be using is coming from these two links, that is GitHub YouTube API samples repo. So you can take a look at that also. And the steps that I'll be following, as I told you, I already shared it in the presentation. So I'll be following the same steps. Only one thing that I wanted to add, for connecting with the YouTube API, the first and foremost challenge that I was facing is that it's not about getting the credentials, or it's not about getting the right API service approved. It's that getting the service connected. So there is a process that we will follow in order to connect the YouTube service from Python environment. So that was not easy. The code for that was not very simple. So I had to take support of this particular video. So thanks to the author of this video. With that said, let us go into the next step. So you must be first of all thinking, okay, we are not going to look at the comment, right? It is going to be automated. So how are we going to control what kind of reply the large language model is going to provide? So what we are going to do is we are going to provide, we are first of all trying to classify the comment that is provided to us, that is given to the particular video, and we see whether it is an appreciation, a neutral, positive feedback, critical feedback, negative comment, or a question. So we try to first of all understand these things. And then we know if it is appreciation, neutral, or positive feedback, we can simply just give a thanks, and we can actually close this reply. But if it is going to be a critical feedback or a negative comment, then you might have to give a proper response, that whether you look into it, or you will take it up in the next video, or whatever related to that particular comment that is coming, you need to reply. And finally, the question. So question is little more involved. So you might want to ask large language model to reply to the question. And if it doesn't know, then you have to say that it doesn't know. You have to make it to say that it doesn't know. Also, you might have to control the number of words that the large language model is going to reply with. So all these things you will be seeing how it is being done. So before that, what the steps you need to do is you have to first of all go into Google console, your own Google account console, and then you need to ensure that you have OAuth 2 clients enabled, and you have to download this client.json file from here. Next, what you need to do is you need to enable the YouTube data API v3 service. So this is a service that you need to enable for you to send and receive the requests, that is upload request. Even this service, you can use it for uploading videos to YouTube, your own YouTube channel. So this is a very powerful API, and you'll see how to enable that service. This is the first step you need to do. The challenge that I was telling is comes here. Actually, what happens is there are lots of old code inside this particular GitHub repo. Okay, so the code that connects the Python environment with the YouTube execution environment is actually outdated. So that is where this particular video was useful. So I had watched this video and I understood how to do it. I even used ChatGPT to try to find out, but the answer was not perfect, and I had to resort to YouTube. So yeah, there are certain things you have to still resort to human support. Now, here is the client secret file that you need to provide, and the API service name, the API version, all these things will be shared with you. The scopes also will be provided below. And the point here is that the entire code, you can use it as it is. You don't need to change any of these things. The only thing that you're going to get output from this is the service object that you're going to get out. And this particular service object is what we are going to use to interface with the YouTube channel, YouTube videos and their comments. This is important. The exception wise, if you are making any kind of mistakes, if your JSON is wrong, if your API is not enabled, then you will get the exceptions here. The step As I was explaining, these are the client secret.json file that you need to have. This is the API name, the YouTube, and the version is v3. And these are the scopes that you need to provide. So this scope is something that I did not know properly. So I was using YouTube partner, which was wrong. I had to actually add this YouTube and YouTube force SSL. So once I added these scopes, and with this code, I was able to create the service which I can use to connect with YouTube. The point is that once you create the service, you will be asked. So let me execute this code, start executing it. And before you execute this code, ensure that the client secret file is kept in the same place where this particular Jupyter notebook is running, or else you have to give the path properly. So you have to give the appropriate path for this client secret.json, or else this particular step will error out. Okay, so what will happen in this case is that, let me execute this. Just give me a moment. So once I execute this, you will get this particular link to which you have to click, and then it will go and ask you to enable the particular approval. So when you are trying to enable it, you will come to this particular step where the Google hasn't verified this app. So click on continue, and once you click on continue, it will ask you to approve the various steps. So approve them and then say continue. Once you click continue, you will get the reply to the local host, and then you can close this window. Once you close this window, you can go back. Now you have the service up and running. So this is the crucial step you need to complete. Once that is done, getting the comments, inserting the comments, and replying to the comments are pretty straightforward. You don't need to really worry too much about this. But yeah, you need to understand the data structure that is involved in sending the text, that is the comment text, into the YouTube area, YouTube execution environment. Now with that said, so what you'll be doing is, so let me go down. So first and foremost, I'll be working on updating the OpenAI API key here. So let me do that and get back to you. So you need to provide your OpenAI API key here. And next, this is the prompt template that I was talking about. So here what I've done is, I have told that this is a Langchain prompt template that I'm using. So if you're new to Langchain environment, as I told that, take a look at my earlier videos where I discuss the concepts of Langchain, large language model, etc. This is more of an application that we are discussing here. So here what I'm telling to the large language model through this prompt template is that I am also first of all telling that it's a YouTube comment replying bot. Okay, and it is I am telling to it that following comment will be provided to you. Use the following conditions to reply. So I'm giving this particular instruction to the OpenAI model. I'll be using text DaVinci only. I will not be using chat version here. I'll be using a regular LLM only, not the chat LLM. And here what I'm telling is, I am giving the conditions. So let me zoom in a bit so that you guys can see it better. So here you see that I am telling if the comment is appreciative, positive, or neutral, then thanks for your feedback is more than sufficient. But if the comment is critical, then we need to say I am myself telling here, sorry for the inconvenience, we'll look into the issue and get back. Okay, and if the comment is a question, then you can try to answer the question in 25 words. If you don't know the answer, then you can say you don't know. So this is what the conditions I am providing to the large language model. Okay, and the LLM chain, this is the chain that I am creating in the Langchain primitive, and I am giving the prompt template that I am making here. After that, you have to just simply run this particular LLM chain, and you can start working with various comments. You can try it out before you implement this LLM and start sending the comments to the YouTube. Ensure that whatever output that is provided by the LLM is evaluated. Here I am doing it manually, right? This is not correct. Doing it manually is not correct. You have to properly prompt engineer the prompt, meaning that you need to use various evaluation chains. So in Langchain, there is something called as evaluation chain. So what you can do in that chain is, you can go there and you can create a data set. What I mean by the data set is that you can give a set of questions, and you can ask the LLM itself to give the answer first. Okay, and also for those set of questions, you can have your own answers, and you can start comparing them. So there are various ways of generating such question answer pairs, and you can automatically get it done through LLM, or you can manually do it, and then you can create the data set. So I have a separate video discussing about that. Take a look at that before you put this into production. That is very important. I am only showing you what is possible here. I will also attach that video that I'm talking about, the evaluation chain video, for your reference along with this video, so it will be easier for you. So here I have this is basically a question that is getting asked. So how big and what size can you get from this? So this is a question, right? So it immediately says that, okay, I don't know the exact resolution rendered, however you can adjust. So this is a reply that is coming from the large language model. So it is identified that it is a question. So yeah, first question is good. This one is one of the best videos I've watched. So you see, thanks for your feedback. We appreciate your support. And yeah, this is one of the worst videos I have watched. Sorry for the inconvenience. We will look into the issue and get back to you. So these are all replies that is coming from the LLM chain directly. Also, let me ensure that I have properly executed it. And yeah, because I had already executed this particular notebook and tested it before I started this particular discussion with you guys. So that's why I'm rechecking the execution. Just a moment. Yeah, the execution is completed, and let us try this first LLM chain here. And let us see how is the output coming, and take a look at the data structure. So the comment is the comment that we are providing, and the text is the output that is coming, and this comment name is coming from this prompt template that we are providing. So in the prompt we are telling there is a comment, right? So that is how it is recognizing that it is a comment. So if you are thinking, okay, from where it came, so it is coming from there. And as we go forward, you can actually test out these steps by yourself, these questions. Now comes the interesting part. What I am going to do is, first of all, I have to get the comments from the YouTube service, right? For this particular video, I am going to work on this particular video, correct? I need to first of all find out how many comments are there before I start the process. That is what I am going to do with get comments. So once I initiate call this particular function, it will list me the various comments available. So the video ID is available here. This is the video ID. You see this after the v equal to, this is the video ID we are going to work with. So I will show you the example here, and it will be easier for you to understand. So what I am doing. So anyway, I will be doing at the in a moment also at the second step. So I'm okay. Now you say that the get comments is not defined because I have not executed those particular functions. So let me execute those functions. Just give me a moment. And this is one of the challenges that you face when you are working with Jupyter environment. Just a minute. Let me complete all the executions here. Okay. So now I have completed all the executions, and I am going to go down, and I'm going to re-execute this. So once I re-execute this, it will go and get all the comments from the YouTube. So you see, this is the comment that I've got. So this is a good explanation. So understand one thing. The topmost, the last comment. Just a minute. Let me new as first. So let us make a new as first. So you see, this is the first comment. Good explanation. Please continue doing this. This is the first comment that has been, recent comment that has been provided to me, provided to this particular video. If you go to the YouTube, the particular comments that has been retrieved, you see the same comment here, and you also see this comment ID. What we are going to do is, we are going to reply to these comments. We are not going to add new comment. Please understand this. We are going to reply to the comment that is provided by the viewers. That is your intention, right? And you need to know the comment ID. So this is how you get the comment ID. To get the comment ID, you need to understand how the output of the YouTube API is. And yeah, here is the output. So you see, when you send this, use this YouTube.comments threads method, and you ask to list, so you need to provide the video ID. Okay, why I have actually made this into, I have commented this out is because when I started experimenting with it, the YouTube API files were telling that I need to use channel ID. But when I was trying to execute it, it was erroring out. And then when I was looking at the videos, I found that we don't need to provide the channel ID. So that's why I commented it out. But if you guys are facing any challenges, try it with the channel ID also. But it's not required. So you can work with the plain video ID itself. You know what is video ID. Now you know how to get the comments. and you know how to get the comment ID also. So all these 3 steps you are clear. Next, what we are going to do is, now we have to reply to that particular comment. For replying to that particular comment, sorry for going up and down, but unfortunately that is how we can explain this thing. So in case of reply comment function, I can use the YouTube service again that I already created. I will give the comment ID and I will give the text, that is the comment that I'm going to provide, and the comment ID will be used as a filter. So when I am going to give this particular text, I am going to filter it based on the comment ID, and then this text, the comment that I am going to input, will be sent as a text underscore original argument. So this is the very simple step you need to follow, and once that is done, you will also get some reply from the API, which if you want you can actually print it out, or you can take it as a return also. So these things are required when you are going to work in an environment where once you complete the insert of the comment, then you need to get a feedback and you need to write that information somewhere else. Correct. So if you are going to build a product, the product is not going to just leave the comment there, right? You have to have a feedback that, okay, my LLM created a comment and that comment is this, and you need to have a backup of what time the comment was provided, so that you can use it for checking, use it for debugging, etc. So we'll be seeing how it is being done. So now comes the step. What is the logic that I'm going to use is, I will first of all get the initial comments. So I will use get comments function, and I will get all the comments that is present currently. Okay, and for this particular video ID, so that I already showed you guys, and if I execute that, I will get to know, okay, how many comments are there. Next, what I'm going to do is, I will again, for every here I'm doing it for 30 seconds, but I ensure that you do it for 300 seconds. Don't do it for 30 seconds, because I am using this in video, I am putting it as 30. But in your when you are putting in your execution environment, then ensure that it is at least 5 minutes. If it is a high performing video where lots of viewers are coming, then yeah, having 3 seconds or 10 seconds makes sense, but at least give 30 seconds gap. For I'm making this to enter into an endless loop where every 30 seconds this particular get comments function will be called. So every 30 seconds I will check whether new comments have been registered. So how am I going to check that? I will be using length. So if the length of the new comments, that is this particular array, is more than the initial comments, that is this one, then I know that, okay, new comment has entered into my video. Then what I will do is, I will take the first comment that is available. Okay, so I need to show you one more thing. So you see that this comments is actually a list, and list will have a length function, and also this contains a list of dictionaries. So this is which is having the key of comment and comment ID. So both of these things you will be using it here. So first of all, I will take the recent comment. This is something that I need to send it into the LLM chain. So you see that here I am doing that. And then once I send it into the LLM chain, I am going to get the text out. So the output of the LLM you saw here, right? So you see the output of LLM, it is comment and text. So I need the text output that is given by the LLM. And next is, I want to get the comment ID. So that also I know how to get it from the new comment. So this is the first element of the reply. And then what I'm doing is, I'm printing these things here so that we can see what is going on. Okay, that is only for debugging. You don't need to have that in production. And once the LLM chain provides me the reply, that reply also I'm printing, and then I am sending the reply of this LLM to the YouTube comment. So this is the comment ID that I am using. So this is a very simple step. It's not very tedious actually. If you think that, okay, it's going to be very complicated, not really. The complication arises when you are going to work with multiple systems. So I am sitting somewhere connecting to the YouTube API, and your API keys, your services, everything should be up and running. And also, most important thing is, you should know the correct comment ID also, and you need to test a lot of things. So here I am showing you what is going on, but when you are going to place it in production, or when you are going to create an application around this, then there are lots of tests that you need to complete, and then only you can execute this in actual service. So I'm going to start this right now. So I'm going to start this particular cell, and you will see that it is an endless cell. and you'll see the number of replies here. It is 6 in number. Okay, let me go here. You'll see the comments is 8. That is because I have 2 replies that has been provided here. That is why it is telling it is 8. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a comment. So I'm saying it is a very nice video, thanks for sharing. Okay, this is a positive reply, right? So I'm going to comment this, and the moment I provide this comment, what will happen is, so you see immediately nothing is happening, correct? But inside the Jupyter environment, give it some time, you will see that the new comment that was created, so there is a 30 seconds, okay, yeah, there is a 30 seconds gap. So the new comment that we provided will get registered here. So let me get back to you in a moment. So in 30 seconds, you see that the particular video, the comment that we gave here in the video, the comment that I gave, it's a very nice video, thanks for sharing, has been reflected here. So because I actually printed the recent comment. And also I know that since I got the recent comment, the LLM has already replied. But here you see that there is no reply. What is happening? It is because I am not sharing it. I am not refreshing it. So let me refresh and get back to you. So here we see that once the comment is available here, the recent comment is uploaded here, we see the LLM reply has been provided. So you see that this feedback loop is going on. So the most important point is that once the new video, excuse me. Okay, as I was executing, I realized the mistake I was making, because what was happening is I had told the length of the new comment is greater than initial comments, which in this case, the initial comment is outside the while loop. So what is happening? By default, every 30 seconds, the LLM was getting called. The recent comment 0 was getting continuously called, and it was sent to the LLM. So then I had to just add this particular line where I say the initial comments. So this initial comments, I am updating it to the length of new comments. So in this way, what will happen is when the loop completes and it enters into the new loop, this particular function will fail. This particular call condition will fail, and it will not enter into this execution loop. So this was the mistake that I had made. And also, as I was telling, we need to, so you see that here that right now there is 7 current comments, because earlier it was 6. We had added this particular comment here, and let me refresh it in a moment. And you see here there are 2 replies, and these 2 replies are coming from a different unit. It is coming from a different mail ID, and you see that since I had made the error there in my logic, I got the same reply twice. So this is something that I want to share with you guys. I hope that you understood what is going on here. So you can come here and you can delete the comment. And the point I wanted to make is that you will see that this kind of simple logic can help you to automate a lot of stuff. And as you also see here, the actual the LLM part that is doing the automation is very small, but that is very crucial. You see the prompt that we are giving, right? Let us go up here. So here I am, if I have to do this manually, so for an example, if I have to check whether the comment is appreciative, positive or neutral, I have to do a lot of regular expression or Python coding, I mean logic coding, in order to find out whether the comment is actually positive, appreciative or neutral. And forget about finding a question. Question can be simply without a question mark also, correct? And how will I be able to track those things if I'm going to do it manually? It's going to be a huge list of if clause and else clause, and how the entire process works. But here you see that all you need to do is give the prompt. But yeah, for all that benefit, we are going to use OpenAI. Just a minute. For all the excuse me, for all the benefit, we are going to still use OpenAI API key. I'll be changing the API key. I had shared it here, so that key will be revoked. And this particular benefit is comes with a cost. As I always say, when you are going to work with large language models and working with Langchain, this particular LLM can be used from other open source models also. So in this particular video, I have not used the open source models because I want to show you guys what is capable from the from automation. from automation, from using large language models for checking the input or the comments that is provided by the viewers and responding to them. Okay, but when as the technology improves, as new language models comes into picture, we can start working with other language models also. Only thing that you need to be aware is that when you're going to work with open source models, you need to have separate inference points, endpoints, and instead of calling OpenAI endpoint, you might be calling your own API endpoints. And if I go down, you see that I am getting the reply from using this LLM chain here, right? Where it is, yeah, here. This entire LLM chain can be in your API server also. You don't need to keep it here. In that way, as I showed here, so you will not have the OpenAI API key in your in the execution environment. It will be there in your server only, not in the local environment. So in that way, it will be much more safer. So all these kinds of setup you need to also think. This is just an introduction that I am sharing with you guys. I hope that you understood the overall mechanics that is involved in making programming the LLM to reply to your YouTube video comments automatically. So with this, I would like to come to the end of this video, and I hope that you like this content. Do share it with others, because we are trying to practically start implementing the large language models to work with various services using API endpoints and API calls, and see how they are performing. So already there are lots of experiments like this which has been done using YouTube comments and sharing. You can also do this with Twitter API. So Twitter API is also something that I'm targeting next to update. So I'll be sharing how to interface the Twitter API, how to work with at the same time. So there the technology will be very similar, right? All I need to do is create a chain, or I might have to have a conversation itself, right? You are going to have a Twitter tweets, then the retweets that is going to happen, or the replies that you are going to get, how are you going to respond to those things? Here in case of YouTube videos, you may not want to respond. So once you get a comment, you give a reply, and then that's it. You are not going to respond further. But what if the discussion starts inside the comment section itself? How are you going to manage that? And in case of Twitter, how to work with something that goes into a mode of chat? So those things we need to still understand. I am also researching that aspect. If you have any ideas like this, do share it with me over the comment section. I will be trying to research that, and I will also update it via my videos. With that said, I would like to also request that subscribe to my channel, so further updates, as I was explaining, regarding other applications, other projects will also get shared to you, to your YouTube dashboard directly once the videos get uploaded to the server. With that said, I would like to end this video with 4 words, that is practice, 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 practice. See you guys. Have a great time.